CCTV footage at the center of the alleged meeting of some persons who are members of the committee, and also hearing the petitions against the Chief Justice. Tonight, 3FM has obtained the CCTV footage at the center of this alleged meeting. Christabel?
Yes, that's very right. And now the basis for the calls to dissolve the committee hearing petitions for the removal of Chief Justice Gertrude Torkornoo, a former MPP parliamentary aspirant for the Adenta constituency, Alfred Akrofi Ocansey, has petitioned President Mahama to dissolve the 5-member committee. He alleges that 2 committee members and the counsel for one of the petitioners were seen having dinner at a restaurant in Accra, where they were overheard discussing matters related to the petition. Now, according to Kumi, this meeting and the discussion of the case over dinner undermines the integrity and credibility of the ongoing inquiry, Alfred.
Now, we're going to put the video, this CCTV video, we're putting it on our Facebook page right now at 3FM 927. If you haven't seen the video that we're talking about right now, this former NPP parliamentary aspirant for the Adenta constituency, Alfred Akrofi Ocansey, the basis for his petition to President Mahama to dissolve this 5-member committee, which we must put on record is already working. They've started the work of hearing the petitions against the suspended Chief Justice Gertrude Torkornoo. And for some time last week, we got a communication from the presidency to that effect. If you go on our Facebook page at 3FM 927, this CCTV video footage that we have a copy of is rolling right now. If you see it, I'm just going to describe to you the details of this CCTV video footage. Now, lawyer Thaddeus Sorry is seen seated in the middle of the said restaurant with Kote Jani having a meal and talking. Now, in the course of the video, you'll see, notice that 3 people walk in together, and the first person amongst the 3 walks past Thaddeus Sorry's table without even noticing him, and then followed by Yoni Kolendi, that's Justice Yoni Kolendi, who first notices Kote Jani in this particular video. Now, he shakes him and later shakes Thaddeus and engages in a chit-chat with him briefly and proceeds to join others he came with. Immediately after Thaddeus Sorry's attention is drawn to the presence of the other judge in the restaurant, and as it is courtesy, really, between the bar and the bench demands, Thaddeus Sorry is seen moving from his seat to greet the other judge and returns to his seat. Now, the video shows clearly that the entire engagement did not last beyond 1 minute. Now, the video also shows that there was no meeting between lawyer Thaddeus Sorry and the judges, as has been widely circulated. Now, if you go on our Facebook page right now at 3FM 927, we're showing you the video footage of this particular CCTV video footage at the restaurant. And you see Thaddeus Sorry and the judges having that conversation, and Thaddeus Sorry moving from his seat to greet the other judge. In fact, they then exchange pleasantries. He hugs them. If you are on our Facebook page at 3FM 927 right now, you'll see this CCTV video footage which we have obtained, which is at the center of this allegation against some members of the 5-member committee, which is now hearing the petitions against the Chief Justice seeking her removal. And it is this former NPP parliamentary aspirant for the Adenta constituency who is basing on this CCTV video footage from the restaurant to petition President Mahama to dissolve this committee, because he alleges that there is a meeting, or there was a meeting amongst them, these members of the committee, at this said restaurant to, as it were, plan the removal of the Chief Justice. Well, the video footage we're showing you right now shows there was no such, at least, the conversation between the lawyers, that's Thaddeus Sorry, and as we see there, the first Lawyer Tadiosori was seated in the middle of the restaurant with Kote Jani having a meal. They were talking. And then, in the course of the video, 3 people walk in together. The first person walks past Tadiosori. So there are 2 people, and that's, if you're on our Facebook page right now, you see the 3 people walking in. And then the first person walks past Tadiosori's table without even noticing him, and then followed by Justice Yoni Kulendi, who first notices Kote, and then they exchange some pleasantries. He shakes him, and also later shakes Tadiosori and engages in a chat with him briefly, proceeds to join the others he came with. Immediately after Tadiosori's attention is drawn to the presence of the other judge in the restaurant, as it is courtesy between the bar and the bench, Tadiosori then moves from his seat to get the other judge also exchange that pleasantry and returns to his seat. Now, the video footage also shows that engagement that ensued was out of courtesy, at least from what we are seeing, the 3 people just walking in right now. And also, Justice Poamang, who is mentioned in this petition, based on the video that we have obtained, was not in the video. The video also shows that this conversation amongst them was under 1 minute. What happened is akin to seeing a colleague in town, and then also that exchange of pleasantries. As we are saying right now, if you go on our Facebook page at 3FM927, you can also see this video, which is at the center of this alleged meeting, which is now the basis for calls to dissolve the committee hearing the petitions for the removal of the Chief Justice, Gertrude Torkornoo. Now, Martin Pepo is private legal practitioner, joining us on the telephone right now. Counsel, good evening. Thank you for joining us.
Yeah, good evening, Mr. Ocansey.
Great. And Counsel, first of all, I want to establish, have you seen this video, this CCTV video footage of the restaurant and this alleged meeting among some members of the committee probing the Chief Justice petition, and then also lawyer Tadiosori? Have you seen it?
Yes, I saw it about 5 minutes ago. Actually, I was in a meeting and then I had to come out to fetch some photocopies, and then the rest is history. But I just saw it about 5 minutes ago.
Perfect. What does that communicate to you? How does that strike you? Does it appear as though it was a meeting to, based on the petitioner's claim, plan the exit of the Chief Justice?
Not at all. Not at all. This is not a planned meeting. This is what Kisi Ejabin calls luckless coincidence. Kisi Ejabin's favorite phrase. It's a luckless coincidence. Thank God there is a CCTV, and it speaks for itself. And like you rightly analyzed, under a minute. So it's normal when I say we, when lawyers see the judges, they greet them. Judges see lawyers and also greet. So it's part of the bench-bar relationship. It would have been strange, right, for sorry to see Justice Echiedu and not go to greet him. You see it. So the one I saw is Justice Echiedu there, and then Justice Kulendi, right? And sorry and Justice Kulendi have a long relationship, right? So you can't say because Justice Kulendi is on the bench, when sorry sees him, sorry cannot greet him. Fortunately, Justice Kulendi is not even on the committee. When it comes to Justice Echiedu, you see, they just exchange pleasantries, right? He just bowed to him, and that was it. Is that not? They didn't even speak much, right? So yes. It's good. It's good that there's a CCTV to prove that this one is just they just exchange pleasantries. That's it. I don't see so far anything in this video to enhance the dissolution of the committee.
Well,
Yeah, it's just. I mean, what I see is that when citizens protest, it tells you that yes, they want to see better laws. But this one, so far, I don't see how we can use this as grounds to dissolve the committee. Not yet. Maybe then, no, I don't see. You can never say that a lawyer should not treat a judge or a judge should not treat a lawyer when they meet. It's not possible. What kind of society are we then creating?
And in the mind of the petitioner, to the extent that, yes, you describe it as a luckless coincidence, but in the mind of the petitioner, it says to the extent that the pleasantries were exchanged, and however brief the conversation was, he is pointing at that as some sort of a meeting, planned meeting. Does that take the box for you?
No, it doesn't at all. It's like the petitioner is clinging at straw. Yeah, petitioner is clinging at straw. This one, we will just move ahead and then, put this behind us.
You will not advise the president to pay attention to the petition at all?
At all. This doesn't merit that. This is clinging at straw. Yes. It's okay. It just shows that, yes, Ghanaians are vigilant, but this time, that's all that it is. So it will be a warning to everybody to always watch their back. Yes, so that's a lesson from it, but not one that should result in a dissolution of the committee.
I see, but even with this, the restaurant as well, there are others who have made the point about this CCTV video even being the basis for this particular petition, and the said restaurant as well, on the matter of privacy, is it not?
Yes, there are issues of privacy, all right? There are. We'll see where to strike the balance. Because it's a public place, then now maybe we'll need to check the, we need to review it as, because it's a public place. Yes, then that way, being in a public place, you need to check the rules. What have the owners of the facility stated? That this whole place is there's a wired, not necessarily wired, that is CCTV. So there's pictures. So some hotels and restaurants, when you go, you are put on notice that there's a public place, and so there's CCTV. So I need to get more information about the conditions of access before I can make any further comment in this direction.
So asking the president to dissolve a committee probing the petition merely because of this less than 1 minute encounter at the restaurant where the people had converged is not a demand with basis, essentially, from what you say.
Absolutely. That is way over the top. Let's not kid ourselves, Because you see the law. So let me, just 1 minute on law, then I have to run back into my business. You see, you're looking at if there was an extended conversation, one that creates the possibility that they were even discussing the case, then you can say once you see that there's an extended conversation and you can't tell what is in the conversation, I would have voted for a removal of the third judge. So far, is it Justice Gertrude is the only one we see in there? Is that not correct?
Yes. So Justice Palmer is mentioned, but he's not in there, as based on the video as we've seen it.
Excellent. So you see that he only exchanged pleasantries. So this doesn't go, it doesn't create that situation, because the law is that if there's a real likelihood of bias, yes, you can do so. And one of the grounds will be that, they met and then they had a long conversation that shows some affinity that will bring some bias. You see, so we use real likelihood. We don't use the likelihood. It's a real likelihood of bias. So it's a higher test. But this one you don't see. So that's the standard. When we say the law, you see Salah versus Attorney General, even the speaker case, Alfred Martin versus the speaker, etc. It's because of this, the test we use. That's why Chief Justice Torkornoo in the Alfred Martin versus speaker case said that the fact that Justice Ernest Gaiwu was once an MPP parliamentary candidate was not sufficient to meet the real likelihood of bias test. And that's how come Justice Dawu was not recused. Yeah, so it's the same thing here. This one is just pleasantry. Okay, so thank you. That's it, right.
Counsel, I do appreciate your thoughts on this. Thank you so much. Martin Pebo is private legal practitioner joining us on this particular one. They're here on Hot Edition on 3FM 92.7, and he makes a point quite strongly as well that this video, the CCTV video footage which we're showing right now, if you go on our Facebook page at 3FM 927, from his legal understanding and analysis, cannot form a strong and legitimate basis for the call for the dissolution of this 5-member committee hearing the petitions seeking the removal of the Chief Justice from office. So as you've seen in the CCTV video footage, as we're showing right now at 3FM 927, and you can go there right now and you'll see the video footage as we're showing it right now here on 3FM 927. That's on Facebook and also on YouTube. Now, based on the footage, Thaddeus Sorry was already seated, as we're seeing in the video right now, in the said restaurant before the 3 other persons entered. Justice Palmer was not cited in this video as we're showing, and conclusively, he might not have been one of the 3 justices that the Chief Justice has named in this latest from her. Now, this encounter we see didn't last more than 20 seconds, as the video footage, as we're showing you right now at 3FM 927, clearly dictates. And if you go on our Facebook page at 3FM 927, you'll see what we're talking about. Now, in the course of the video, the 3 people walk in together, and the first person walks past Thaddeus Sorry's table without even noticing him, as lawyer Thaddeus Sorry, and then followed by Justice Yoni Kolendi, who first notices that's Kotejani, who was seated with lawyer Thaddeus Sorry. He shakes him and later shakes lawyer Thaddeus Sorry and engages in a brief chit-chat with him and proceeds to join the others he came with. Immediately after Thaddeus Sorry's attention is drawn to the presence of the other judge, in this case specifically we're talking about Justice Esiedu, he also then moves to him. As lawyer Martin Pebo indicated, it is the practice and dictates of the bar that out of respect you would want to ensure that pleasantries are exchanged in respect or out of respect for the senior at the bar. In this case, Justice Esiedu, who was seated on the other side. Now, what the video is showing clearly, and also is the length of the engagement between these persons we're talking about, which is less than 1 minute, as we're saying, on Facebook right now at 3FM 927. And if you go there, you'll see exactly what the video dictates, and also you can make a judgment for yourself. Christian Mamhese is private legal practitioner. He's joining us well on the telephone. Counsel, good evening. Thank you for joining us.
Good evening, Mr. Ocansey. And same to your listeners alike.
Have you seen this video, this CCTV video we're talking about?
Yes, I've seen it circulating on social media.
Great. And does it, I mean, from lawyer Martin Pebo's perspective, it's not a solid, strong ground to ask for the dissolution of this committee, because in his words, just like Kesia Jabin, the special prosecutor, posted, this is a luckless coincidence. What's your thought on what you saw?
All right. I mean, just the citing of the video it doesn't necessarily establish a firm ground unless probably the Leonard former Attorney General has another video. But for all that we are seeing, I mean, you don't need to be a forensic expert to read into the body posture, contacts, gestures, whether verbal or non-verbal gesture posturing of the parties involved. Like my learned senior rightly mentioned, I mean, for between the bar and the bench, it is one of nobility. Our profession is a noble profession, as is always said. So even when you are not in court and you realize that this is a judge, you gently bow, not that you go down, but you show it's a sign of respect that we always do, whether you are in court or not, and that has been our practice. I also gather that I stand to be corrected, even with the military, when you meet senior officers, even outside Burma camp, they still show that respect by saluting, or they just remain a little bit of standstill. So, I mean, every profession and how that is carried out, but whether this could be construed as discussion of the matter is about evidence leading, because you are ladies as a higher burden, you must discharge that burden. So Mr. Dame might have a reason why he wants to put that out, unless his reasons or evidence, as I may say, constitute what is speculated or it would be for the court to see, and also to put whatever probative value it would want to put on it to convert the particular matter. But as it is now, this video, there's nothing much about it, because the video does not go to the extent of the said meeting. And indeed, if even there is that, no conversation came out of that for us to establish whether indeed there was a conversation about the proceedings and all of that. So there are a lot more loopholes with this particular video if we want to transpose it to what they claim is. But like I said, unless there is another evidence that the applicant is looking at putting out here.
Counsel, I do appreciate your thought, but kindly stay with me, because there's another matter that I want to seek your thoughts on here on Hot Edition, and this has to do with the latest on Godfred Dame. Christabel?
Yeah, a private citizen, Daniel Kwame Ofosu-Appiah, has formally petitioned the General Legal Counsel, GLC, accusing former Attorney General and Minister for Justice Godfred Dame of professional misconduct in relation to the criminal trial of Dr. Cassiel Atuforsing and others, filed under Section 18 of the Legal Profession Act 1960, Act 32. The complaint cites an audio recording admitted into evidence in court as proof that Mr. Dame allegedly attempted to influence the testimony of Richard Jakpa, the third accused in the case. The audio, supported by WhatsApp messages between the two, forms part of a series of evidence Mr. Ofosu-Appiah believes warrants disciplinary action. According to the complaints, Mr. Dame's conduct engaging privately with a represented party during an active trial violates multiple provisions of the legal profession, Professional Conduct and Etiquette Rules 2020, including breaches relating to honesty, witness tampering, and undermining the administration of the justice.
And this relates to the Richard Jakpa leaked audio tape during this entire trial sometime last year prior to the elections. And Counsel Christian Mamhesi, I mean, this is one that some say an action that should have been taken long ago after this revelation by Richard Jakpa, and putting out the audio recording between him and then also the former Attorney General Godfred Dame, head coaching him as witness on what to do. Is this petition one that generates a matter of interest, as it were, and has basis to address that particular action by Godfred Dame last year?
It is quite interesting for the person, the petitioner, because because it is one that the General Legal Counsel would have to look at the merits of it, whether the person indeed is grounded in locus to file such petition. I mean, for them to even go into it, as in whether in the right person to have that done, whether persons unrelated to such matter can just bring an action, I mean a petition against a lawyer to. So it is one limb for the General Legal Counsel to determine, and also the veracity of it would also be another matter that the General Legal Counsel will go into to establish the circumstances and indeed if they find it grounding, then they go by our ethical rules and the sanction regimes that exist. But I believe Mr. Dame is going to fight this out.
I say, if you say in fighting it out, exactly what is going to be the point of defense, especially
I believe he's going to fight it out. Mm-hmm. I mean, definitely, when one files a petition against you, you would respond to it, and it's a legal process. So you are going to raise all the legal, whether red flags or whatever legal option you have to exercise to defend yourself. The person would, and he's a lawyer, he's a seasoned lawyer, he knows how to handle this, and it would be as that, because I mean it is one allegation, and this is not trial in public, but it's in a legal forum, so definitely there's going to be a fight back, and that fight back is a legal process, not a physical one.
We'll see how things play out. But I thank you so much for joining us here on Hot Edition. Christian Mamhese is private legal practitioner, but for lawyer Martin Pebo, he says that in the midst of all of this, he was surprised that the suspended Chief Justice Gertrude Torkornoo will now have the former Attorney General Godfred Dame as her lawyer in this interlocutory injunction that she has filed at the Supreme Court yesterday. Take a listen to him.
Surprised, and as of I shocked. I mean, to be very candid with you, shocked because, look, number one, I don't know why of all the lawyers this world, the Chief Justice went for Godfred Dame. Godfred Dame, who was caught on the Japati, being engaged in very unethical conduct, and you see that this is the person the Chief Justice is choosing, then you are like, oh, maybe, you see, I mean, the optics, it's not everything I can say, but the moment you draw that linkage, you see that, we are in trouble. Yeah, we are in extreme trouble. Then you begin to ask that, okay, so is this part of the reason why Godfred Dame never got sanctioned in the first place? You see, so people can draw all manner of legitimate questions from this alliance. Yeah. It's very tacky. Very, very, very tacky. It's a difficult situation. Because Godfred Dame was very unethical in the Japati. He was coaching a witness, suborning a witness, all those things. And then you find the Chief Justice go for Godfred Dame. They're like, okay, now you would understand certain things. Look, Mr. Ocansey, this is not the last you see of this alliance. You're going to see a lot more things that will be very, unpalatable. Yes. Trust me, in this nation, we sit here, you can see certain things. It's terrible. It's really terrible. Yeah, to be very honest. But look, if we don't speak the truth, we will not get far. I mean, come on. This is a guy who has an ethics case, a very serious one at that, on his head. And you say he should come and lead the charges. And he was Attorney General. You see, in the Speaker case, there were issues. People had raised many questions. So this link begins to answer some of those
questions. So it's really a serious matter. Yes, it's really serious. I'm shocked. I mean, to be very honest, I'm shocked. You say it. So, but, well, it's a democracy. Somebody say, well, the General Legal Counsel has not dealt with the case yet, and so we cannot draw conclusions. Yes, fair enough. Yes, the General Legal Counsel hasn't gone into it. But there are also certain situations where you always need the Caesar's wife's test. Live beyond reproach. You see, there are certain things you should do that will be said that they shouldn't draw suspicions. That's a key thing. Don't do certain things to draw suspicions, especially as you knew, as there were already suspicions when the speaker matter came. Yes, there are suspicions. They are not, somebody will tell you that a multitude of suspicions do not constitute proof. Yes.
That's Martin Pebo, is private legal practitioner. They're sharing their thoughts on this. But you're also live here on Hot Edition on 3FM 92.7, also on KESM.